Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Niche, a genetic survival game. In the last episode, our founders unfortunately passed away, leaving the pack in the hands of all of their sons. As you can probably tell, things didn't exactly get off to the best of starts in here, but before we get into that, I have some pretty exciting news to share with you guys. The developers of Niche were kind enough to gift me with some Steam codes for the game for their early access release later next week. So I'm going to hold a little giveaway for you guys. If you'd like to learn more about how you could possibly get your hands on one of these codes, then I'll be talking more about that toward the end of the episode. For now, though, let's take a closer look at the state of our little pack here. In the last episode, we managed to find this guy. He was a wandering rogue who was found in this little abandoned nest over here. He had this carnivore looming over him. It kind of seemed like the carnivore probably destroyed his family and maybe he was the only survivor. But unfortunately, he has not given us some very good babies. All of his babies have been born either blind, like this one over here, little Izrazi, I believe her name is. She is unfortunately blind, so she's going to have to stay very, very close to her family if we don't want her getting separated. And his other baby right up here, oh my gosh, is that Mariri? Is that her name? Marir or Mariri? I think I'm going to call her Mariri because that's adorable. She unfortunately was born with two of the same immunity genes, so she's more likely to get sick now. She could catch colds more easily, and that's probably going to shorten her lifespan in the future. So while I thought this was great that we had some new breeding stock to bring into this pack here, it seems like he didn't really help us. He actually has the blind recessive trait, and I noticed that Anameme has the blind eyes in her recessive slot right here. So if she breeds with one of these males who also has blind eyes, then she is quite likely to pass that on fully to her babies, just like this poor child over here. So we're going to have to keep an extra close eye on that. If Anameme has any more babies in the future, then we are going to have to make sure that the father of that child does not have the blind eyes trait in any of his genes. Right now, though, it does seem like a lot of these creatures are getting quite old. Cuckoo was one of the original sons, I believe, and it looks like he's getting close to the end of his life. Kuvanku was one too, and oh my goodness, look how close he is. Unfortunately, it looks like he was damaged a little bit at some point in his life, so his lifespan is kind of shorter anyway. We have Takirku. Some of the names are a little bit hard to pronounce, but he actually has quite a bit longer to go. So we might want to look into possibly breeding him with one of our ladies over here. We are getting a little bit low on ladies, I've noticed. Ladies that are fully grown at least. So I feel like we probably do want to do a little bit more breeding before that becomes a bigger issue. But right now we are getting a little bit low on food, and it looks like this turn is actually over. So we need to pass the day to give our creatures some more energy so that they can explore the rest of the world here. Now, one thing that I would like to do before we think about breeding is take a look at this mutation board again, this little mutation menu, because I would definitely like to add in traits that I know would help our creatures right now. Right now, we really need things like the berry paw, I think, so we'll be able to collect more berries at once. And we really need something like, how about either the antlers or the ram horns, because those will both give us good strength as well. Those will help us. So we'll have something to help us with collecting and something to also help us with strength. I know Anameme has that big claw, but I'm not sure if that would interfere with the berry paw. So let's see. Let's try the antlers this time. Anameme has those big ram horns, but I would like to see what the antlers look like, and they would certainly help us if our creatures were born with antlers instead. And actually, this guy has little ram horns too. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to have you start collecting these berries, I think, because you are right there, and you can collect these berries as well, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with this breeding situation here. So Anameme, who can you breed with through... Oh, wait a second. You have a little bunny to catch. You should get that first. There we go. We don't want to miss the bunnies because they are very tricky. I feel like as soon as you see them next to one of your little creatures, you have to grab it as fast as possible. But let's see. She needs to find someone suitable to have a baby with. So this guy does not have the blind recessive trait. He does have one of the immunity genes, so it is possible that they could pass that along and the baby will be born a bit weaker than others. But I feel like at the moment, this is probably our best bet. So what I'm going to do is have her collect this meat over here so we have enough food, and then bring her to the nest. And then Cuckoo, you can come down here and breed with her. And then I think, let's see, where should we put this guy? He's probably going to pass away within the next couple of turns, so I'm not really too concerned with making sure that he's getting somewhere like that's going to really push out our territory at the moment, because he's just going to pass away and become a pile of bones. And we need to move this poor little blind baby up before she gets separated from the rest of the pack. So I think what I'll do is move her right here so she's very close to the nest, and also to this little berry bush. That way when she is grown in the future, she'll be able to help us collect food. Because at the moment, I feel like that's probably all she's going to be doing. We don't want to pass on those blind eyes to a bunch of our babies. That would not be a good thing. Now let's see. How about you? Oh my goodness, Lanako, you are going to pass away in the next turn, aren't you? I feel so sad now. She actually didn't pass on this spit snout to any of her babies, so it seems like we're not going to have that trait in our family, which is kind of sad. I like how unique that spit snout is in particular. This was her baby with the immunity gene issue, and it looks like she doesn't even have the recessive gene for the spit snout, so that's too bad. But maybe we'll find another one in the grass at some point. Maybe we'll be able to find one of those again, and they can pass on the trait. For now, though, I guess we're going to move you up here, closer to this savanna area. We'll just have you like peek in the grass for us for now. I'm so sorry, Lanako. I feel so bad for you and this poor little baby who's going to be without her mom pretty soon. I think I'm going to keep you near the nest as well. And this Anameme, of course, can protect the babies very, very well because she is the strongest one in the pack at the moment. So we shouldn't need to worry about that. And you can do a little bit of exploring with your last couple of turns here. And oh my goodness, one piece of food left. That is not good. Can you even gather anything? Yes, you can. Okay, so we can gather up another piece of food. And then I'm going to probably skip ahead after the little baby collects some food too. There we go. I think that's all of the berries that we can collect that we're nearby at the moment. It looks like it. So we'll just skip ahead to the next turn. And oh, Lanako, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for her. But there is our new baby. Let's see. Let's hope that nothing's wrong with this guy. Oh, good. Excellent. Okay, so he has the no paw, which is a little bit unfortunate. He didn't get the berry paw that we put in the mutation board, but he doesn't have the immunity gene problem that this poor child does. So he will not be getting sick anytime soon, which is very, very good to see. He did get the blind eyes as a recessive trait, so again, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on that to make sure that none of the females that he breeds with also has that. So Neuro, that's a cute name too. Okay, so let's see here. Should we try to have another baby with Anameme? Like, I really hate passing on that recessive trait because I feel like that's going to bother us in the future. For now, let's pick some of these berries because that's probably a good idea. We want to make sure that we have enough of berries to go around for all of these turns. We do have a lot of mouths to feed, and that's kind of like the main concern of mine at the moment. It's kind of hard when you have so many different animals that you have to feed. I lose track of the food very quickly, which is, it's so easy to do, just to forget that you have that little counter down there, especially when you're trying to gather up all of your turns. Hopefully it'll rain soon though. That would be probably the ideal situation if it starts raining, because then all of these berries will pop back up on the bushes. And I think I might leave it at that. Maybe we'll take a peek at this rock so that's out of the way. But otherwise, I think we're going to wait till the next turn and hope that it rains soon. Not this time, unfortunately, so we're still going to have to like scrape by with our food. I also don't want all of our creatures dying off in the meantime of old age. Little Cuckoo, it looks like you are on your way out for sure. I don't think he's going to last much longer. But the little baby can move out of the nest now, which is pretty neat. And I think we might try with one more baby with Anameme, and maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get some really good genes on her. But let's see who we're going to choose this time. Somebody without the blind eyes trait. That's all I care about. Maybe this guy over here? Maybe we should try this one. I mean, he has the no paw, which is a little bit worrying because that means the babies are more likely to be born with the no paw. So let's see. Cuckoo, you were the one who fathered the last litter. And let's see, this guy has a berry paw, which might help us out, and he doesn't have the blind trait. So let's give this a try. Let's try this out. We'll gather up some berries so we know that he can move all the way over there. I think they should probably meet in the middle too, in all honesty. We'll move the baby out of the nest. You can gather up these right here. Oh, it looks like a little Reese grew up too, which is adorable. Hello, Reese. You are very cute. I love those tiger stripes. Oh, that's so cool. I really like that a lot of these creatures have the tiger stripes just like their, I guess it would be like their great-grandfather now, Adam. It's been quite a while, but there we go. Just enough moves and just enough food too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we definitely need to start collecting more berries now. And I think that's all we can do for that. Oh, look at that. There's a full berry bush back there too. Oh my gosh, I missed that. Okay, so we'll skip ahead in this turn because we can't actually get back there fast enough, I don't think. None of these creatures are able to move that far in one turn, and we only have one turn left, so we're just going to skip ahead and gather up some more berries before we go over there. And there we go, there's another one. Oh, does he have the antlers? I think he does. Oh, those are so cool. Look at that. And he has those gorgeous brown eyes as well. Oh, that is really cool. I like the antlers. They look really nice. I mean, the ram horns look nice too, but I really like the antlers on these guys. Let's take a look at his genes though. He again has that poor no paw, which is unfortunate, but he does have the berry paw, which is very good. I'm afraid that a lot of these creatures are going to be quite weak, which is why it's good that he passed along the antlers, because that is more likely to show up in his own babies. He didn't have a problem with the immunity genes, which is very good to see. He actually has green eyes as a recessive trait as well, so it's like we're getting a little bit closer to the blue eyes anyway, even though we're not working on that right now, technically. He does have blind eyes in the recessive slot, of course, but at least he has a berry paw, so he will definitely be able to help us gather up those berries in the future. Now you, sir, need to collect some berries of your own. We'll have our little blind baby Israzi collect some berries as well. And then who is going to make the journey? Not Cuckoo, because you are going to die, aren't you? You can collect 2 berries at a time, though. Maybe that could be like your final mission. Oh my goodness, and all these bunnies. Oh my goodness. Oh, the berry bush isn't full. Maybe it was just because it was in the dark over here. Oh, that's disappointing. It's not even full. Okay, well, you can come over here instead and get these berries so it's not a wasted trip. And of course, this little bunny is going to be overlooking us as our little Cuckoo ends up passing away to old age, of course. I could have snagged that guy if he had one more turn, but he doesn't. We'll have Van Taduk collect this berry, and I believe that's it for berries. We do have a couple more turns though. I'm kind of worried that this might be a carnivore over here. I mean, we know this area has a few carnivores in here because this is where we found the poor little guy who was getting stalked by the carnivore, but I noticed that this grass over here, right over here, has been rustling quite a bit. So I'm worried that whatever it is not moving, and typically the bunnies move around more than that. So let's have Kirkaduke view this grass over here, and we're going to try to move away from this area for now until we have enough food to properly defend all of our creatures, I think. That's the last move we can do looking at our food. So let's, oh no, poor little Cuckoo died all the way out there in the swamp. That's really sad when that happens. You just see that skeleton on the ground. We can grab these berries again. I do like it when the berry bushes are so close together because you can just stick one guy in there to pick all the berries. I'm really hoping it's gonna rain soon though. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's a little bit worrying. We definitely need a good rain to bring back all of our food because again, we're struggling. Only 4 pieces of food. And yeah, look at that. Okay, so the berries are on the bush when it's in the dark like that. I guess it's because these guys can't really see that far, so they're not sure if there's berries or not. But there's definitely not berries there right now, which is very, very unfortunate. So I think what we'll do is bring Anameme out of the nest eventually, probably when we have a little bit more food. For now, oh gosh, we'll grab that bunny, definitely grab that bunny and gather up the meat. I almost missed that. And then we'll take a peek in here too. So there we go, that's good. We have a little bit more in terms of turns here, so we'll bring, how about you, Mariri? You can do a little bit of exploring on your own, I think. We'll bring you up this way. Oh, and there's a berry bush, but there's no berries on it. Are you kidding me? Honestly, there's no berries on that bush. The bush that we actually find. Hopefully it's going to rain now because we only have 2 pieces of food left. So let's see. Let's see if we get lucky. Oh gosh, guys, still no rain. We're going through like a drought here or something. This is awful. You need to pick up those berries there, and you can grab these. I think we might want to think about breeding them again pretty soon because I'm worried that these guys are going to get too old and then we're going to lose our chance. This guy is already about halfway through his life. That's crazy. And this guy's going to pass away soon too, so we'll need somebody to replace him on a bush duty here, berry picking duty. We could place maybe this guy there. He has quite a high collecting skill, so that might be a good idea. And I believe he was the father of this little child, right? Like, again, I am so excited for that family tree option that's going to be happening later on, because it would be great to remember exactly where these creatures fell on the family tree. So let's see. Anime, maybe you should take a peek in here just to make sure it's not something like really bad. Okay, so it's not a carnivore because whatever it was definitely moved. So, it is a bunny. Oh my gosh, and I looked at the wrong one, so I wasn't able to grab it. Oh, that's so disappointing. We'll move your little baby out of the nest so that someone else can use it if they need to. And let's pick these berries up here while we peek in the grass and look for more bushes, hopefully. Eventually, we'll come across another bush or two. And I think that's it for this turn again, because we're down to 1 piece of food, and I don't like being that scarce on food here. Still no rain, guys. Still no rain. And I have a feeling that Takirku is probably going to be passing away within the next turn or so. So it doesn't really look like things are getting much better for this little family at the moment. But at least our babies are better. Like, we haven't fully passed along the blind trait again, so that's good. And I don't think you're going to be having many more babies in here. I'm sorry to say, Kirkadook. I'm sorry to say that most likely you will not be because of those blind eyes. So let's have you explore this way. Are you kidding me right now? We cannot deal with this right now. Okay, so what is your strength like? You have 4 in strength, so it is possible that you could help us out here. But we do need Anime to come up here and help you because I don't trust you to do this all on your own. So let's see, guys. Let's see if we can possibly do this. Anime, if you get hit, that might be a problem. Is there anyone else in the pack who actually has a good strength on them? I think for the most part, we're just looking at collectors right now because a lot of these guys have the berry paws. Oh, you have 3 in strength, but you're gonna die soon. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I don't think we have enough food to really get you up there anyway. Of course, our baby is pretty darn good with his antlers, but he is just a baby, so I don't want to bring him up there right now. I think this is about as good as we're gonna do. Yeah, I think so. So what I might do is pass the turn. Oh gosh, should I try to attack him first? Because I know we're not going to take him out in just a couple turns. Anime only has 1 left, and Kirkadook will only have 1 left too. Unless I peek in the grass with Mariri. Okay, so let's bring her over here. Oh, there's a nest over there too. Like, are the carnivores more likely to hang around these abandoned nests or something? That's so strange. But we'll have you poison this guy, I think, right? Do you have poison fangs? Oh no, you don't have poison fangs. Okay, you only have that claw and the big ram horn, so that's not going to help us. But we can use you to attack twice. Oh, and we're starving. Oh my gosh, guys. I didn't think of that, but look at that. He's actually almost done. So the carnivore doesn't have much longer to last here. We'll pass this turn, and hopefully he doesn't attack us. It doesn't look like he did. Okay, so we'll gather up these berries to give us a couple more turns, hopefully. And you can finish him off. There we go. And that actually gives us a huge bounty of food. I believe it's 10 pieces of food per carnivore, so that's excellent. And then we can take a look at this little nest too. Oops. I think I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Take a look at that nest. And there we go. We have another brand new nest to use in our territory. And we managed to vanquish yet another one of these carnivores, so not bad, guys. And I think we're well on our way to getting some better genes on our creatures here, especially with this guy with his big antlers. That should definitely help us in the strength aspect. and hopefully those berry paws will continue passing along in the generations, so everyone will be able to collect a whole bunch of berries at once. I'm a little disappointed that it didn't rain this time, but I'm sure that just means that it's going to rain quite a bit in the future, because it has to balance out eventually. Pretty soon we'll be getting a nice big rainfall, and all of these berries should be popping up again. But before we end out this episode, let's talk a little bit more about this Steam code giveaway. First, a huge thank you to the developers for even making this possible. They sent me a total of 5 codes to send off, all of which will activate on September 15th, which is the day that early access begins for Niche on Steam. So if you're interested in possibly getting your hands on one of these codes, then just write a comment down below about your favorite genes or mutations that are currently in the game. It could be a combination that you just find really adorable, or maybe a mutation that you think is super functional on these guys. Whatever the reason, I would love to hear it. Personally, my favorite would probably be those big fangs that unfortunately we can't even put into this mutation board right now. Those big fangs though, because I love the illusion of just having this adorable saber-toothed tiger in the pack. So on Wednesday, September 14th, I'll gather up all of your comments and choose 5 of you to send off a code to. Codes will be dropped into your YouTube inbox through their messaging service, and I believe that's about it, guys. I'm really looking forward to reading about all of your favorite things in the game so far. That's honestly one of my favorite things about any of the series that we do, just hearing what you guys think are fun and adorable in all of these games. So apart from that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys!